Okay, good evening, folks. Welcome back to Feni for the Soul. Today we have a political interview. Goa is going into for the assembly elections on 14th of February, Valentine's Day. That's exactly 14 days from now. And Feni for the Soul is going to do a series of, political interviews. So we're going to kick off with my good friend, Sandesh Prabhudesai, respected journalist, editor in Goa, has been an activist in his student years, and a very important personality in Goa. And recently he's in the news for this wonderful book, Ajeeb Goa's Gajab Politics, that he has self-published. It is a 350-page book, and I can tell you I read it in about 4-5 days, and it is a stellar contribution to Goa's literature and political science and journalism. I urge all of you to pick up a copy of this book in the run-up to these elections. All of us who are educated must pick up this book and read it. So the interview is going to be based a little on the book. There is one chapter that appealed to me the most. Actually, anyway, good evening, Sandesh Bab.
Good evening. Good evening.
So welcome to the program, and I'm so happy he's given us the time. He's been very busy all these days. He's writing a daily column in the local papers. Plus, he's being interviewed about his book by so many different channels. So, the Sandesh Bab, there is one chapter that, all the chapters are excellent, but the politics of land, tujhe last chapter asane, that chapter appealed to me the most because that is the real crux of the whole book and your philosophy. And I'm sure you'll explain that to us. So most of my questions are centered, interestingly, on that last chapter, That is the same thing about conversion, massive conversion of agricultural land into commercial land. It's become a big business, as you have said, by the politicians. And in 1990, you explained that assembly, 1990, had many defections, toppling, and 7 chief ministers in a 5-year term, where that town and country planning ministry suddenly became the most important ministry ever since. So please throw some light on how this thing started really, the decadence. I'm saying the decadence of our state,
See, it is decadence of the state basically because we have not tackled the issue properly. Our politicians also have not given proper thought to this whole thing of land, the issue of land. What happened? One thing is tourism. There is no doubt about it. Basically, the tourism boomed. There was boom of tourism, but then the new concepts came, and the new concepts were like how there is a rent a bike. Okay, so there were rent a house or rent a room. So people started constructing these buildings and started giving flats on rent. Today, what has happened is that, of course, there will not be any celebrity in India who doesn't have either a house or a flat in Goa, including our topmost TV journalists, maybe except Ajeeb Prabhudesai, who has because he is from Goa and his father has built a house, so he doesn't have to do it. But everybody else. So that is basically one thing. The second thing is the concept started where these land sharks started coming from all over, especially from North India, and basically through that I have given the whole thing about illegal tourism, how it has started. These people started buying holiday homes. The land prices zoomed up because of that. The price of flats also rose because of that. And for Goans, it became very difficult to buy a flat for their own living. But these holiday homes are used by these people at the most totally for maybe 1 or 2 months. They will come for 7 days, or they will come for a weekend. Sometimes they will come on vacation for sometimes 7-8 days. Like that, 1 or 2 months they will use it. So rest of the 10 months, they started giving it on rent. So these are given on rent to the people who are booking online. So all these websites which are there and all, which I explained in my book about how illegal tourism has boomed. So this, I have given there one table in the book, okay, where in that table about illegal tourism, which are the, there is hardly 2 villas which are legally registered, and almost other 600 villas are illegally, they are functioning illegally for tourists. And there are so many other houses, construction, I mean, the builders have built it. They are actually officially registered as a house and not as a hotel room, but they are used as hotel rooms. So with this kind of thing, the illegality was basically the people are just the politicians who are there in politics today. They are just not the land dealers, or they're just not land developers, or they're just not real estate agents. They're just not land brokers, but they are also involved in this illegal tourism activity. Okay, where this whole thing is going on. And because of this, you need land in the coastal belt because everybody is attracted towards the coast. And in the coast, after some maybe 500 meters or 1 kilometer, after that there are fields. So all these fields are converted. So fields have lost its importance in terms of cultivation, and buildings are coming up there. And this has become the main business. And today, if you see, I had just gone to Madurai and for a tour, for my election tour. Each and every candidate is related to land dealings. The strongest candidate is a big builder. And I have given his name in my book, where he has also Lakshmikant Parsekar, for that matter, Jeet Arolkar. Babu Asgamkar was there. You name the person, and they have applied for this under 16B. That people will have to read that what is 16B and what is that. But after regional plan, there was a thing inserted, a section was inserted in the act by Vijay Sardesai. And the whole assembly
I'm coming separately to 16B.
Okay. Yeah.
So okay. I just wanted you to you have explained it very well, but I wanted you to pin this down to the town and how the town and country planning department became so critical.
Basically what happens is that for all these conversions have to be approved by the town and country planning department. And we have a regional plan. We have seen in 2006 a big statewide agitation, Goa Bachao Abhiyan, because the regional plan was nothing but 100% almost concretization of Goa, against which people came on roads. And Babu Montserrat had to resign, and the regional plan had to be scrapped. And then the new regional plan has come, and where the new thing has started in 16B, which we will discuss later on. But during Vijay Sardesai's time, it is not only one 16B or this thing. There were many other things also. The department was also divided, not only bifurcated, I think trifurcated in that sense. And basically for these land conversions, there are nowadays rates fixed. Like I remember one chief minister was toppled and another chief minister came during that phase. Okay, this phase is still going on. So the supporter, one of the person who was a minister in the earlier government, once he told me that, Sandesh, where the corruption has reached. So I said, where? He said, see, at our time, the conversion rate was 75 rupees. Today, it has become 90 rupees. Now, what is this conversion rate? The conversion rate is 75 rupees per square meter, which the minister takes underhand. And he is saying that now 90 rupees is a corruption. I said, I have never heard such kind of definition of corruption, where your 75 rupees was fine and 90 rupees is corruption. So, like that, of course, the rate is also increasing, and that is where people make money. And that's why town and country planning department has become the most important and lucrative department.
Thank you. Sandesh, quickly coming to 16B now. So, you have explained it very well in your book, this whole controversial section 16B of the Town and Country Planning Act. And, shockingly, as you have very well researched, 2 crore square meters of cultivable land, 2 crore square meters of agricultural land is waiting to be converted to commercial, but it has been put on hold thanks to, some good legal intervention. So isn't this, unimaginable greed? So I want you to, give your comments on this.
See, Section 16B basically said that the regional plan which is prepared, it demarcates zones. This is a commercial zone. This is a green zone. This is a agricultural zone. This is a forest zone. All kind of zones. And once in 10 years, basically the government and the experts sit and they, some things are projected, like so much housing will be required. So much land will have to be converted. And that land is kept as commercial zone. So here a section was inserted by Vijay Sardesai that pending the regional plan completion of after 10 years, pending that, a minister or the government, minister means government means minister, will be empowered to consider some urgent cases on case-to-case basis in public interest, if there is some land conversion is required in public interest. And then by the time it was challenged in the court, and still court allowed to entertain the applications and give them provisional approvals. 90 or more than 90% provisional approvals which are given for the conversion are not in public interest, but purely in private interest. They are either colonies or they are resorts, or all such kind of villas and basically the private houses. So
carry on, Sandesh. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah.
I'm showing some agriculture land photos.
Yeah, I saw that. Sorry. Basically, that time I think Girish Chorankar said it, that this is not case-to-case basis, but this is suitcase-to-suitcase basis. So what the figures I have given is something around, I think, 2 crore 25 lakh square meters of land, which I calculated from the assembly questions and I have given you. But actually, it is not just 2.25. 2.25 crore I could calculate from the figures. But there I found one question where I don't remember the figure exactly. But if there are something like 8,000 cases, then I could calculate only 2,000 cases. 6,000 are still remaining to be calculated. And this 2,000 itself is 2 crore 25 lakh square meters of land, which is going for conversion, and maybe they have paid the money also. I don't know. Court has said that we are not bothered about that, and if you have to scrap it, court is still sitting on it, and the applications are still pending. But that was a really much bigger scam than what Babu Sponsorat had done.
In 2007, if I'm not mistaken, the late architect Charles Correa, he headed this state level committee and a task force to relook at regional plan for Goa 2021, and they had come out with some very, as you have pointed out in your book, they had come out with some very sane suggestions and recommendations to protect Goa's ecology and also to have scientific mining, which would not have put us in this kind of situation we are in. But neither the Congress under Digambar Kamath nor the two BJP governments under Parrikar did anything to take even one single suggestion of Charles Correa's task force. So what would you like to say about that?
In fact, that was the time when Digambar Kamath was ruling, and Digambar Kamath had defected from BJP. He was a mines minister there, and then he defected, and then a mine owner brought him in Congress. Very openly also he says that, and he brought him to Congress and he continued as a mine minister. That was the time when illegal mining was going on.
True.
Already. And then in 2007, after 2007, 2006 was Goa Bachao Abhiyan agitation. Before that, Manohar Parrikar's government collapsed. So illegal mining had already started at that time. And that is what Charles Correa has registered also in his listing. After Digambar Kamath became chief minister, he set up this task force, and then the same task force was converted into a special committee also to draft the regional plan. And they gave an excellent document, really an excellent document, where Charles Correa his committee has not only given his suggestions about the agricultural land, but also the mining land. And all the suggestions, in fact, more suggestions than what Supreme Court has given, were mentioned in that report.
True.
When Digambar Kamath, during Digambar Kamath's tenure, this illegal mining had reached its peak. So basically, it was just on the paper. If these suggestions were implemented by Digambar Kamath at that time, then mining would have never stopped in Goa. Because Charles Kuraya has given, I have given all those details. Charles Kuraya had given suggestions that how in sanctuaries it should be stopped completely, how in a buffer zone it should be stopped completely. The same 1 kilometer buffer zone he spoke, not 10 kilometer. Supreme Court started discussing 10 kilometers. Okay, finally it came down to, they also came down to 1 kilometer. And how in other areas, including the Salauli,
not to disturb the water table and all that.
Water table and all these things. Okay, which Supreme Court has not completely studied the issue in that sense. They have only gone to the illegality part of it, but not the ecological part of it in that sense. How it should be phased out, the whole destructive mining should be which is going on, so that mining is not stopped completely. People don't become unemployed. Okay, and it will be phased out, and then there will be restricted mining.
True.
Nothing happened. Digambar Kamath didn't do anything. Manohar Parrikar made a big noise about it, about his parliamentary, Public Accounts Committee report. Through that, he exposed it. And when he became Chief Minister in 2012, even at that time, there was pressure to implement the regional plan. He notified also the regional plan, okay, about these eco zones and all, but didn't touch the things on mining. Okay, and then came the Supreme Court ban. So even Manohar Parrikar could do it, but he also didn't do it.
True.
And if those suggestions were implemented, this situation would have not arisen at all in Goa.
Absolutely, absolutely. You have explained it extremely well in your chapter on this topic. Thank you for that. And it's a real shame, really. It's a depressing also at times. Anyway, I'm coming to the next point, and this is something where you have given a shocking revelation of you use that Association of Democratic Rights, ADR.org, and 27. It's almost like a rogue gallery, 27 of our MLAs and their income going between, from 2007 to 2017. In 10 years, you have explained how the income has gone up from 45, has gone up between 45 to 900%. And, I just want to take a permission to read out that rogue gallery because I'll just read out the names of the MLAs and the percentage rise in income in 10 years. I'll start.
What is that
start
page?
With Deepak Dhawlikar, MGP.
Page number? Yeah.
Page number is 355. The politics of land. So I'm just saying your table says rise in income of MLAs 2007 to 2017, figures in crores. Now, Deepak Dhawlikar of MGP in 10 years, 924% rise in income. Babu Kavlekar, 615, BJP. Lakshmikant Parsekar, BJP, 613. Pandurang Madkaikar, BJP, 535. Benjamin Silva, Independent, 427. Pratap Singh Rane, Congress, 422. Luzin Falero, 414. Alexi Lorenzo, 346. Moin Godino, 293. Sudin Dhawlikar, 253. Agnel Fernandez, 234. Praveen Zante, 233. Digambar Kamath, 233. Alexo Siqueira, 210. Vishwajit Rane, 186. Vijay Sardesai, 171. Jennifer Montserrat, 168. Michael Lobo, 164. This percentage increase for the readers, for our audience. Michael Lobo, 164. Ravi Nayak, 160. Churchill Alema, 133% rise in income. Pramod Sawant, the Chief Minister, 121% rise in income in 10 years. Babush Montserrat, 101%, according to this document. Joachim Alemao, 78%. Subhash Shirodkar, 75%. Roan County 59, Nilesh Cabral of Kutsode 49, and Lau Mamledar 48. Now this is the 27 MLAs, and all these worthies are seeking re-election. With this huge, the average I calculated, Sandesh Bab, is about 300% rise in income. You and me, our bank balances are, I mean,
we can't even dream about it.
Yeah, and what I'm trying to say is, again here, would you like to say that all of this, you have mentioned that almost all of these people are property, they have earned money from land dealings. You call them land sharks, and it's obvious. You said that Pramod Sawant in his area is known as Property Sawant. That's the nickname he has, the chief minister. So I want you to tell us that what is your comment on this, this ridiculous increase in income?
Rahul, let me read out, just because you have read out the list. Let me read out one small list.
Please,
okay,
please.
Of 16 people who have applied for zone change. All of them supported regional plan, and they said that this regional plan should not be changed. And when 16B was brought, these people made application for zone changing, and the area is also huge. Deepak Dhaulikar, 3,93,000 square meters. Rajendra Deshprabhu, or Vasudev Deshprabhu, who had, he was also municipal chairperson and all, from a big landlord from Pedne, 2,25,000 square meters. Jeet Arolkar, who is contesting right now, MGP candidate, he has, I think, not one but two, basically 65,000 square meters. Praveen Date, Harish Date's land, 26,000 square meters. Alash Shikwera, 18,000 square meters. Sandhya Naresh Sawar, who is contesting again, Naresh Sawar's wife. 13,000 is there. And again, Naresh Sawar is there, 7,200 square meters. Anil Hoble, 11,000 square meters. Pratap Singh Rani, 11,465. And you know, what is the land zone he is asking for? It's partly natural cover with irrigation command area and canal abutting to the property. A canal. So just imagine what property they are converting. A real cultivable land where through which canal is also going. Lakshmikant Parsekar, again, is 10,000 square meters. What is the area? The area is orchard, cultivable land, and salt pan. Madakaikar builder of Pandurang Madakaikar, 9,400 square meters. Rajesh County, brother of Rohan County, 8,400. Naresh Sawal, I told you. Dhaku Madakaikar, Pandurang Madakaikar's brother, 2,500 square meters. Tonia Estate, again Alex Siquera, it is 1,575 square meters. Okay, and these are all basically Megha Asgaonkar, Babu Asgaonkar's wife, 1,000 square meters. And this is all, you know, the area on the coming under eco-sensitive zone, orchard, high tide line, paddy field, irrigation command area, natural cover, salt pens, command area, VP2 category settlement, all such kind of things. So basically, this tells you the thing where I have just compiled the information from what I got. I told you, if it was 8,000, then only 2,000 I could get. And from this, I found these things. There will be much more than this. And as far as this 900% rise in income and all, we know, finally, we calculate all these things on the basis of affidavits. Narendra Modi, when he came to power, who is the Prime Minister today, he is on record basically saying that there are Benami properties, there is Benami money, there is Benami income, and even he told us that he assured that he will get it from the banks, also foreign banks. Maybe today, I mean, he was not able to get it, that's a different thing. But a Prime Minister told us that this is what is happening in politics today. I am not saying. So if we go by what Prime Minister says, okay, then imagine these affidavits definitely are not giving us the real picture. They must be giving some minimum thing. If that is when you have minimum thing is 900%, then you imagine what will be the real income, which some other people may be holding. So it has become a major business without investment. Politics has become a major business without investment. When my book was released at that time, Cleophas Almeida Coutinho, who is an expert on all these issues, he said that, and he's a lawyer, okay, a well-known lawyer. He basically said that these people are dealing into land without even having registered companies. So much it has become the land brokerage and all these things. So this has become a real lucrative business where I was asked in one of these interviews, which you mentioned, where people are asking that why there is no ideology. Okay. And today only morning that interview was held. Why there is no ideology. People are just jumping from this party to that party or that party. And recently we had one program with Ajeeb Sardesai. So he told me to describe the whole politics in one line. Okay, what will happen? So I told him there that no matter which party, okay, no matter whether there is a party or not, I can assure you that basically the land dealers will come to power. And land dealers will again be opposition. So whether it is ruling or opposition, it will be full of land dealers, the people who are killing our land, who are destroying our land. And that's why there is no discussion taking place in the assembly on these issues at all. So people need to look at politics beyond politics. We are interested in just, whether Pratap Singh Rane will contest against his daughter-in-law Divya Rane and all such kind of things we are interested. Something much more bigger thing is going on behind this scene and we are not reading into it. And all this information is available on the website. I have collected it from the website. If you want to know what actually Charles Curry has suggested about mining and all, that whole information is available on the town and country planning website in those reports. So people can definitely, how people are educated and they can study. So before going for voting on 14th February, I feel that the educated people should browse through this website, should read this book also and other thing also and get it verified. And please look at politics beyond politics, how it is business of politics and politics of business. That is important, I feel, Rahul Babu.
All these 40 MLAs who are presently sitting in the Legislative Assembly, if you go by your definition, almost all of them you have stated clearly in your book are, dealing with property and land and they're builders or there's something to do with land. Now, my question to you, Sandesh Babu, is that, and appeal to our voters also, that there are so many new faces who are fighting the elections this time, more than the last time. And many of them are educated. They are absolutely, the education levels of these 40 existing MLAs is dismal. There was, I don't have that statistic with me, but it's dismal. There are, out of the 40, there are only 10 graduates out of 40. And when I say graduates, they're 12th pass minimum, and 2 are diploma holders or something. The rest are, they have only matriculation, or maybe not even that. So, but today, forget the political party. There are people in different parties who are very educated. They are merchant navy officers, there are engineers, there are some doctors, there are some architects who are fighting. So the appeal that, I would like to make, and I want you to give an opinion on that, is how the voter should analyze these new faces and irrespective of party, vote for them, so that we have, basically, if you ask me, these 40 should be thrown out and 40 new faces should come in if we want to save Goa.
Pretty much right. But finally, while getting new 40 faces, you should not get the same land dealers. Or new 40 land dealers.
Yeah, that's what. Absolutely.
So I wrote two articles on this in when I'm writing this Marathi column every day. One thing is that how to decide who is a good candidate. Number one. And the number two is the intellectual bankruptcy of the assembly has reached the stage of intellectual bankruptcy, where nothing is discussed. Most important bills are not discussed. Overnight, just midnight sessions are held, prolonged till midnight, and 8-10 laws are passed in one shot, which are basically affecting us. and we don't know anything, and our people are not alert. So we require alert people. We require people who are on the road, who are fighting. We don't vote these people because there is nobody for us to fight later on. Maybe we are thinking in that way. Or basically we are, I feel, basically, Rahul Bab, the main thing I feel is that we are not looking beyond politics and not looking into in the business of politics and the economics of politics. And we are not digging into or trying to find out what business these people are doing and from where they are getting all this money, okay, to pull the crowds and everything, banners, flags, this, that, and whatnot. And the real people who are genuine, and they may be lawyers, they may be engineers, they are very small people, but they are genuine people. They don't have money, so they are just moving from house to house with 2 or 3 people. And then we say, oh, this fellow is a weak candidate. He doesn't even have supporters with them. Arey Baba, the main thing is that, oh, that fellow is not moving with a lot of supporters. So he must be a genuine guy. That is the way we should think. We don't think it that way. If somebody comes with 50 people, wow, what a support he is having. Great. We don't even go to find out. I wrote a simple thing that please find out what they do after they finish their campaign every day, okay, or every night, whether they go home to eat or they eat and drink and go home. Even this small thing you find out, and then we will realize that whom we are voting for. So this is very important. I feel every voter needs to be more alert, more inquisitive about the whole thing, and basically dig into the economic background of education is not so much important. I'm telling you. I have written this thing in this book, chapter in this book, where there was a revolutionary election. I call it a revolutionary election of 1963, where most of the people were uneducated also in terms of your degree education and all these things. In fact, sometimes I feel, and I have seen it in my journalistic life also, the more educated you are, the more corrupt you are. Because they know all the tricks of how to hoodwink the law and make money. So sometimes education in that sense, if a person is corrupt, or person is a businessman, or a person has some vested interest, then they are more dangerous. So education is not the main thing. In terms of literacy, your degrees and all these things are not important. But your concern for Goa, your concern for the people, your concern for the land, your concern for the environment, your concern for the future generation, your concern for the youth, your concern for the student, your concern for education, all these things are important. And we have to judge the candidates based on this. Then only we can have it. Otherwise, we will vote the same people, and then we will keep on grumbling. Okay, that what this is going on, that is going on. Who is responsible for that? We are responsible for that. We have voted them based on a wrong judgment. So the right judgment is required. That is what I'm saying.
Perfect. Perfect. So Sandesh Bab, thank you very much. I think, it was a great pleasure talking to you. And, I once again compliment you on an excellent book, and even your regular newspaper columns that you're writing, guiding voters is really, really valuable to the polity of the state. So thank you, Dev Bare Karo, and let's keep in touch. Let's hope.
Thank you very much, Rahul.
Let's pray to all our different gods that we get a good candidates and a good government.
I have only one God, Rahul. Only one God here at this moment is the voter.
Absolutely.
Only the voter can save us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Dev Bare Karo, Mogas.
Thank you. Mogas.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah.